So I'm starting my dragon egg right now, and I just applied a lot of glue, so much glue that it kind of ripped all the paint off my fingernails. But it's fine. I'm just going to be applying a lot of glue, and I'm just going to be applying a lot of the broken dragon egg that didn't work out too well. So I painted it, and it completely cracked and broke. But I got the pieces here, so I'm just going to be applying and gluing them on. I think it's working out pretty well. So I would say, just if there's mistakes that happen, just work with them and go with your first idea. This was my first idea, actually. And that dragon was never going to fit in that egg. There was no way I was getting onto it. So I'm just going to use the larger pieces, the smaller pieces, and I'm just going to apply them. And I think it's working out pretty well. See, I applied the larger ones. I'm just trying to get not so much glue on my hands. I think it's working out pretty well. So I'm just going to keep adding on to it. So I've been watching the Twilight Zone episodes while I've been just doing this. And I just say that's it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm using carpet glue on this right now. I thought it would work pretty well, and it did. It held on pretty well, and it's holding it straight up. So it's working really well. And the large pieces like that, that's really great. It broke off, but it's working perfectly. And now it looks like it's just hatching out an egg. So I promised I would show more content and show how I did it. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I kept my promise. Now most of this is sticking to my fingers. Just bear with me while I do this. Yeah, see, if you point this straight up, it looks like the baby has hatched up and just broken right through it. And just cover up every little piece of glue with another piece. See, you just keep applying it. I keep applying it. I'm taking the shiny pieces of like dragon scales of mommy dragon, just put it on, just made, it's like the egg is just made out of her. Now that the baby's born, that he's got all the scales made, like they just like made a mommy. So now they're just like reminders of how much mom loved him. And now it's the hardest part, breaking out. I might as well keep applying glue. Let's see how much glue I can get on this thing. Right now, see, it's really hatching with it straight out of the bottom. I will be turning it to show you. Just take the nicest pieces that broke off, the biggest pieces that look like dragon scales, and just apply it. You kind of get this triangle look to it. That just happened with the dragon eggs. That's what happened with the egg itself, like the big looking dragon egg. So it was pretty much a godsend. I didn't mind it broke. I just loved the way it looked. So I'm just gonna keep applying on. I'll be turning it to show you the sides. So yeah, I never really was doing art before. I never looked at it like this. But when I was making the dragon, I really didn't know what to do. I looked online, I had no idea what to do. I looked at the pictures, I said it's impossible. Now check this out. Impossible became possible. And I didn't even model it after anything I saw, because I really couldn't. I couldn't. They were just so beautiful. The drawings were so beautiful, there was no way I was going to be able to repeat one of these drawings, but I just did it myself. As soon as I started doing the clay, I kind of started to see the dragon's face. And as soon as I saw the face, I was ready for it. I think it came out pretty well done. You can see the baby is really just crawling out the bottom. It just kind of hashed out the bottom and just kind of jammed out the top. Because that's what dragons do. They come out awesome. They're born awesome. They don't come out ready. They don't just come out ready. really come in and really show off the entire waist, smashing off the top. And that's what I think this dragon is doing right now. I think that's awesome. Surprisingly, I didn't put any glitter. No, I didn't want to glitter it up. This is the last thing I wanted to do was glitter up. I want my dragon to be awesome. So I'm just going to turn it right now and show you. This will be my last content for the day. But I will be doing my podcast at night. Because that's when I do most of my work. This is when I'll be painting it. So I'll be showing off the podcast. And I think that would be great tonight if anybody feels like joining. All you have to do is go to Star Maker, go to my name, and I'll be one of the ones on there, and I'll be saying podcast. And who knows what we'll talk about, but you'll be there, you'll see it, you'll hear it. And I'll say join us. It's going to be like the Midnight Gospel. What makes life? I think this makes life worth living. Let me get this out of the dragon's face so you can see it. And you see the back. And that back came out pretty good. And you know what? This whole thing came out pretty good. This is way better than I expected. That's it. Oh, beautiful. That is awesome. I just want to cover every little piece. Let's cover every little piece one more. I said keep covering it. Because if you cover it, the stronger it's going to be. And then when I paint it later, you shouldn't be any problems with it. I should use the back part that isn't shiny and use the front part that's shiny that looks like scales on the top. And I think you'll get the results you want. I wouldn't use this kind of glue. I would probably find it much more easy glue to work with, but this is the glue I had, so. And I gotta say, it's hard to work with. This is the hardest glue because this is like a big mess. And every time I apply it, I have to stretch it like all the way out. I have to use like the method of pulling it like it's lasagna. And I'm gonna have to go check on my food because I'm actually making an entire fish. I remember my dad used to say he caught it, but I was with him when he bought it in the store. And that would actually say to my mom, yeah, we caught it and it froze and it came out of the water frozen. He was pissed. It came out of the water frozen package because it was still frozen when he gave it to her. Like when my dad handed her frozen fish and said he wanted it. It was frozen and packaged, and she started laughing. It was frozen and packaged, and I don't care how mad he gets. I have to laugh. It was frozen and packaged when he handed it to her. So every now and then I'm going to go just take all this glue off my fingers again. She gave me a little water fountain here, so it's really awesome. And the fountain looks like my globe, so I'm loving it. Like it's really beautiful. I can use like to do my paint off. Yeah, so just cover every little square bit of glue, and then later on, I'm just gonna paint it all over again with that art glue, with the art paint. I'm gonna cover the glue with it. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep applying. So I would call my father an artist. He was a super, and like the super said, he said, "You're doing art." I said, "Well, you're an artist. You make things with your hands, and if you're proud of it in the end, if you really work on it, you're an artist." And he was really happy about that. And of course you are. You're an artist. If you make things with your hands, you're an artist. I think this looks pretty good. I'm saving all my words tonight for the Midnight Gospel. I'm saving it for that. Well, I keep saying the Midnight Gospel because I thought that show was awesome. I was like fall asleep to it. I just love listening and watching all the beautiful animation. I even say let the glue come through because it's gonna look like more glue is coming out of the dragon egg. And just go over it with paint. I'm gonna be using paint. The paint I'm using right there is watercolor, and that's why it looks like that. That's why it looks like it's all gooey. Because as soon as you squeeze it out the tube, it makes that really gooey look. Let's make sure these are in really tight. Make sure every piece is in pretty tight, so that when you cover it with glue, it's okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm almost done. Give me 5 minutes. Okay, so you can see the back of the dragon now. You can see the back of it. You can see the front of it. You can see kind of the face, but I'm going to be pulling up most of them, so later on you'll see that it's going to be pulled up. So I'm going to pull up most of it. Yeah, I hope my nails don't get so nasty. You can see it's ripping off my nails. So let's go for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I promise I show my content, so yeah. This is me gluing it. And I promised I would do my podcast at night so we can get more talking. I believe these mistakes happen for a reason. The whole egg failed on me, but I mean, just look at it. Just look at the cracked egg. And now it has cracks all over it, but when I paint over it, those cracks will disappear, but the top will still be there. I could have just painted it and then apply the cracks, but then it wouldn't have been as big. So you can see how large it is. So I'm turning it so you can see it. And I'm going to cover every little piece of glue. That little glue there needs to be covered. But I think it came out pretty good. And I'm going to use every piece of scale, every sharp piece to put up there. And I would say start with plumber's clay because it doesn't dry. And if you want to start, you see if you can sculpting, start sculpting with plumber's clay because it doesn't dry, and you can start sculpting with it, playing with it in your hand. It doesn't even become a mess. Use plumber's clay. And I use that to start with the dragon, and then I start to see the dragon. I used a different kind. I used polymer clay so it would harden, so I could get the full set, the full look of it. I kind of like the plumber's clay because it was all squishy. And the dragon was squishy. And I was thinking about covering it with acrylic paint. And then if you want to, you could squish it. Because you could squish the baby. If you want to. Because if somebody wants to buy it and they like the dragon and it's still a baby. And they handle it wrong, you go squish. It would squish. If they handle it too rough. Because it would hold up really good with acrylic. So I think I might do that. So you have to handle your baby well. And that's exactly what I've done. Yeah, I kept the plumber's clay there. And I handle it with acrylic. The acrylic is so strong, it keeps it. But if you handle it too rough, the baby will squish. But what's really cool is you can bend the eyes. You can bend it's hardened enough, but you can bend the eyebrows. You can bend the eyebrows to get it up. You can make it happy. And I'm just going to finish this last little bit of glue on the bottom. I really want the bottom to be a bit bigger. And I just really messed up and got so much glue on my tool. I'm going to take this glue off. This is like the only tool that I use. I have like no space here. Yeah, I'm going to just clean off my tool. I'm going to use my hands. So we're almost done. So if you want to, join us in Star Maker for the podcast tonight. We're going to be talking a lot. And remember, give a like and subscribe. I always need those likes and I need those subscriptions. Yeah. You'll be a good guy if you do it. My son said, be a good guy. And be a good girl. Be a good woman. And hi. Wait, I'm not in the way. Look at my hands. They're disgusting. They got glue all over me. But it's fine. It feels good. It's just a part of art. Bye. And hi. And I love you. Thank you for watching. Remember, give a like and subscribe. I really need them. And this baby dragon is almost done. Thank you and have a nice day. Remember, God bless. And thank you for watching and listening, like always. And the dragon.